Real.
Best show when it comes down to the girls keeping it real. Welcome to Keeping It Real right here on 3FM 92.7, the show where the ladies get real, uncensored, unhinged, say it as it is, and share their opinion in the best way possible on whatever issues that may be it love, relationships, sex, family, business, and everything else inclusive. My name is AJ Akwako Sapon, and it's time to get into another exciting edition of the show. And of course, I have my ladies with me. Today we are missing Helen. She's gone on a well-deserved time off. But joining me now on the show, of course, we have Miss Jude, our newest author with a book Beyond Perfection. Beyond Perfection. If you've not as yet grabbed your copy of Beyond Perfection, how can they, Miss Jude? Let's get into that first.
Oh, they can just enter into my DM.
Okay.
On IG or
on IG and get yourself a physical copy.
www.everythingme.com/books.
www.everythingme.com/books. Okay, and that's how you can get your copy of Beyond Perfection by Miss Jude. And joining us, another lady who's also written a book, this time giving you all the titillating, very exciting. No, in fact, it's by my bedside table, and I refer to it as and when. Ladies and gentlemen, as Ami Shika, and she is the author of, what's the title of our book?
Hot Sex Every Day.
Come on. And she literally gives you daily ways in which you
what
can.
That book is doing by your bedside.
Oh no, I'm just, it's recreational reading. You understand? You know, when I can't sleep, I'm like, oh, let me take a few chapters of. Yeah, let's leave it there. Hi, Ami. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling very sexy.
Ooh, and your nails have been doing all of that. Ooh. Oh, no, I think we're set for today. But how's your week been so far, Miss Judy, Ami?
I think it's been great. I'm still enjoying the grace I received and all the love I received on the 27th.
Yeah. It's very exciting. It was an absolutely amazing launch. We had so many fabulous people coming through. It was a wonderful book reading. Shout out to Sixes Don't Ulu.
I enjoyed that part.
And as well, we're encouraging you all to get your own copy. So Beyond Perfection is about just how you can improve your relationship with your significant other. And I honestly think it transcends even significant others in relationships, in business, and in everything else inclusive, because some of those tips you can definitely use in other relationships in your life, but it's specifically for your significant other and building a stronger, more long-lasting relationship beyond perfection. And of course, if you want to know what to do on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, kind of styles to throw into it, the kind of things that will spice up your life, Ami's got you. I mean, how's your week been?
It's been great. It's just been so busy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I love it. I can't complain.
We're glad for that. Now it's time for us to get into our story for today, because it's quite interesting. Okay. Now, how would you feel if you discovered your husband in a very compromising position? Well, that's what our person who sent in the letter today is telling us. Hi, ladies. Hope you're all good. I walked in on my husband chained like a dog with his side piece holding a whip. Imagine my surprise. I literally burst out laughing so loud because it was the most ridiculous thing I'd seen. I took out my phone and recorded a bit of it while he scrambled to get up and was begging. That is not what I think. It's not what I think, saying, but it's what? It felt like a movie scene, because how do you in this economy have the funds and the desire to buy equipment for BDSM? Meanwhile, he's always acting as if he had no money to be able to contribute in the house. Yet he had a side piece in which he's going all out with. I was actually quite shocked to realize that this man is actually secretly a submissive, because at home, he acts like an alpha man. I had to do a quick Google search to actually update myself on what he was doing and get to know what BDSM was and understand the terms, because I could not believe it. Our marriage has been rocky for a while, and we've been trying counseling. Even our parents had have a few talks with us. Here I was trying to be a better wife, not knowing that what he wants is exactly what I'm not. In fact, I can't even be brokenhearted, because whenever I watch the videos, I just burst out into laughter. He was acting like a dog in chains, while his side piece was dressed in a full dominatrix outfit, all black leather with the whips, and was wearing one of the fake appendages that lesbian uses. Holding a dog bowl, I can only assume he was eating from. This is a man who would get so angry if he wasn't served in a tray at home. Anyways, I am getting a divorce, but first I'll use it to get him to reimburse all the money he has made me pay and all the loans I've taken in his name. After all the emotional, financial torture he's put me through and the kids, not knowing all this while, he was simply a submissive. And also, I believe that many macho guys are secretly subs. The loudest anti-gays are secretly gay, because this man will always blast BDSMs and gays, not knowing that truly all this while he was some. I am so shocked and really looking forward to the family meeting for our divorce. Shout out to DJ Phil, because man, that man is whipped. Physically, literally, and figuratively. So ladies, I'll start with Ami. This gentleman has been acting like a macho man, an alpha man at home. Never showed at any point in time that he's a submissive to any point. And she walks in with him being a proper submissive with the dominatrix as a side piece. I can imagine her shock. But is this something you've heard before?
Yeah, it happens a lot. People who tend to, a lot of like both men and women.
Yes.
Those who tend to hold positions of power, leadership positions, or like usually they are in charge or in control in their daily life. They like the escape. Because during sex, it's like an escape thing. You give up the control. The other person, once you need to trust them to a point. Then, like, I mean, it gives you a form of relief in the moment, and it's exciting. It comes with a natural high, and it's nice. Because in that moment, it's like a brief escape from what you're used to. So a lot of people who hold such positions of power, or people who seem tough on a daily, they tend to like want to submit in the bedroom or during sex. It's not always that he gets to do that. He doesn't do that with his wife.
Yes.
So yeah, so those small moments that he gets to spend with his side piece or other side pieces, maybe he uses as a chance to explore submission, and maybe he enjoys it because it comes with its fun. Like it's thrilling. There's a release of good feel good hormones, dopamine, endorphins, and it's exciting for them.
Now this is a situation where he can't freely do it with his wife, chooses to do it with someone else, but it's a bit of a shock. Do you think there's enough understanding of BDSM or is BDSM, yes?
Yeah.
Bondage, dominatrix, submissive.
Bondage, discipline, dominance, submission, sadism, masochism.
Okay, got it. It's a mouthful.
The D is 2 and the S is 2.
Okay.
So
BDDSSM.
but we just make it BDSM.
Okay. Miss Jure, what? The way you shook your head, Sam. What was your reaction to seeing this letter?
She summed everything up by saying that she's everything that, like, what he wants is exactly what I am not. I think that was a sum up. But I was listening to a pastor preach, and he spoke about sex before marriage, which he's against. But he also spoke about the fact that sometimes it's not like the two of them want to abstain, but it's the fact that they are not attracted to each other, and that made sense. What happened to the man not really communicating his desires to the woman when they were dating?
Right.
So now you enter into marriage and you both don't really know what each other wants, and you can't communicate it because you know how weird
It would be.
Yeah, it is. So now you need to go somewhere to go and get pleasure. That's where the sin also comes in. You really cannot get enough because you still come home to the wife who you do not want. So what happens then? So it's a whole complicated thing when you are dating someone and you really don't communicate everything that you desire from that person.
Now, looking at the desire in Ghana, it's not a very conventional sexual act. I mean, bondage. I mean, we grew up being beaten. Now, how does beating become pleasurable? How do you now marry those kinds of sexual needs with what people think is what you should do or not do? So perhaps he's in a position where he feels, like you rightly said, he can't communicate properly to his wife. Now, why even marry someone if you can't communicate your actual sexual needs to the person? I mean,
okay, so the thing with marriage, especially in Ghana, you see how when a lot of men here, I'm not saying every man does that, when they are ready for marriage, they're looking for like
The good girl.
the good girl. And then like they don't see themselves doing certain things with that good girl. Or because they went for the good girl, they don't think that they can openly communicate about things like that because BDSM is taboo.
right.
It's not conventional. And even like outside Ghana, a lot of people like keep it secret. It's taboo. So like, I mean, you need to feel like the person is open-minded to a point to open up about things like that. Like she is talking, and she said he was chained like a dog. Like see how she's like even describing it. Right?
Yes.
So maybe he's seen how like she thinks about things like that, and that's why when they're talking about BDSM, he's always against it. It's sexual hypocrisy. He knows that she's against it. So when they talk about it, oh, I'm against it, it's the worst thing you can do, but deep down he likes it, but he knows that if I tell you, you will judge me and it might ruin the marriage, or you might not want to be with me again. So maybe it's just because he knows that she's not that open-minded, and he knows that she won't be okay with it. But then he might be wrong, because a lot of people, you need to introduce them to things like that and explain to them.
Why
and there are degrees, and with BDSM, not everybody is into the extreme stuff. It's on a spectrum. There are degrees to it. Some people like light spanking. That still falls under BDSM. You see, so they are role play so falls under BDSM. So they are like, you need to be able to communicate and then see what your partner can tolerate and like what you can also like tolerate, and then like see how to set boundaries and make it work. See, it's a lot of things under the BDSM umbrella that a lot of people who think they are vanilla are into. A lot. It's a broad umbrella. And not everybody is into the most intense things. Some people it's just light, but it's still under BDSM.
Okay. So introducing Ms. Baxton into the conversation.
I don't want to do this.
You don't want
Like
to.
today, I was listening. Yeah, sorry, ladies, I was late.
You were late.
Yeah,
Yes.
but like listening to the story alone freaked me out. I was in my car and I was screaming like, Jesus, this didn't happen.
Okay.
Tell me it's not real.
It is real. It is very real. It is very real. So chain him like a dog on all fours. Yeah.
Hiya, Mishka.
Now. I don't even know where to start from.
I'll explain to you guys.
Why would at a point in time, you'd assume that when you're hoping to make someone your forever, you would have open conversations with them
about these
and
things.
explain your sexual preferences to them.
Precisely.
And tell them that, okay, I like it this way. Touch me this way. Don't touch me this way. But why would you go for someone that you know you have, like, it's completely different what you want and what they think that is
It
what
has
you
to
want.
be.
Yeah, or it has to be. Now, how would you react? Have you ever heard a situation like that, and how would you react if...
So like I said, I'm in shock.
Okay.
Yeah. I just can't believe, or let me say, I can't bring myself to hearing that, or I just want to put myself in the lady's position. And walking in on my husband with a woman, like he on his knees and with all the whips and all that. I don't know what my first reaction will be. That's the truth, because even objectively listening to it, scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Yes. And honestly, I haven't experienced this. I pray I don't. But you see, my advice to people, I mean, relationships, is before you want to get deeper with somebody, I believe you need to have these conversations extensively.
Right.
Okay, maybe I'm big on this. Maybe I like it when you spank me this way. Yeah, I like
How
this.
do you
Biting.
introduce someone
Yeah, I
that
like that.
hold a whip and then start whipping
No,
me?
did they even discuss their sexual preferences from the very beginning?
That's another thing with Ghanaian
I am not
relationships.
sure.
I don't think
I
they
don't
did.
think they did. But if they really did, then you would know that your man likes it hot and kinky. Yeah, I like it homely, like Miss Judy likes it. I don't know how Miss Judy likes it. But
You're making assumptions.
yeah. But I just want to be the regular. I just want to enjoy the regular stuff, but not. But I think that it all boils down to communication. You need to talk about it openly, because this is somebody you want to say, I want to spend my forever with you. I want to wake up every day with you. And so if we are looking at relationship and sex for that matter, we need to talk about everything I like. I like it when you go, no, when you do it this way. I don't know if I'm able to talk like the way I want to talk, but it all boils down to communication, AJ.
Okay.
Yeah, because I really want to get deeper, but I don't know if I'm allowed.
Visually, if you had a gentleman that said, you know what, baby, I like you, I think I want to do it, go forever with you, but I like sex in a different kind of way. I want you to spank me. I want you to use a whip on me.
People fantasize over so many silly things. Some you might deem it silly, but it's somebody's real.
So that's his fun.
You
He
know.
wants that. He wants you to spank him.
But
and
did he
wants you
really
to
make
wear,
it clear to
wear
his wife that this is what I want, or this is what I might like?
The first time she saw it was the first time she knew that he likes. He likes to
Exactly.
get
I
something.
think he went for the good girl or the wife material.
That is
but
what
that's
they
the
always. But
situation
men
that-
don't really like good girls, eh?
He never
They
communicated.
don't.
Yeah.
So basically,
Good girl, no they pay.
Oh,
So
good girl.
okay, so the men would go for someone they think is a good girl. Then they want to chase their kinks
Somebody
with someone
who
outside.
comes-
or someone
manage
they've
my
already
home?
been seeing on the
No,
side.
but on a serious note, I believe that if he had communicated to her, she could have changed her perspective about certain things.
Would
But
she?
she could. You seeing it on TV and all that and saying, oh, this is not something I want. It was a perfect situation for you to explain that this is what makes me happy. Oh, can we try slightly so that you like?
So you
gradually it
launch the
goes-
person into it gradually.
Because
You
I
get
mean,
it.
if she's educated about it, and because there's a lot of things you can actually do. You know, with such things, right? I mean, with relationships and marriages, there's a thing like with sex coaches. There's a yes, no, maybe list. It's like it's hundreds of things that you can actually put and like come up with hundreds of things and then group them under yes, no, maybe. So both of you have the list, and then I mean the ones that you are into, you put them under yes. The ones that are no for you, under no. The ones that you think, well, if I read about it or I learn about it or it sounds a bit appealing to me, you put them under maybe. Then both of you go through the yes list, go through the maybe list, and then see how to navigate them, because it gives your partner a chance to read about like everything and then see which ones. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't mind. So if yours, you chose yes under this and I also chose yes under this, then we know that we both
We
want
have
to do it
something
and
in
do it.
common.
If we both chose, if I chose yes and you chose maybe, then I know that maybe we need to read more or maybe talk to an expert and see how to navigate it. If it's no, don't even talk about it, because I mean, unless they want to explain why it's a no, you leave it. Because I mean, it's just that you can revisit it from time to time, because people change with time. Maybe their friends will tell them, oh, I met this person and they spanked me this way and I liked it and I even came from it, because you can have an orgasm from spanking. It's possible. So if they hear that and they're like, okay, well, I wouldn't mind trying it, and then you revisit the list and they're like, okay, well, I said no the last time, but now I think I wouldn't
want to
mind trying
consider
it. It's just that now you have to start slow. You don't just start by spanking them the hardest. You see, BDSM comes with a lot of rules. It comes with a lot of rules. Starting small, consent, setting boundaries, safe words. It's not something that you just do.
So it's
Because
like gradually launching the person into it.
Yes, and then like making sure that you are aware of the risks.
I just remembered a story. So apparently, a lady and a gentleman meet up for the first time, yeah? And they've been talking about having sex for a while.
Wow.
Then finally, they meet up and then it's about to go down. And she's like, oh, baby, spark. And he's like, are you sure? He says, yes, it gives me hard. He says, are you sure? And she says, yes, go at it. And then guys Max her. And she said, her soul left her body. She looked in the mirror and his 5 fingers were drawn on her.
Whoa. Oh, he went too
Only
hard.
for her to realize that man was in construction. So he hit things on a living. So when he said smack me, the guy went all out. Anyways, so you need to know what profession the person does before you allow them to smack you.
Profession.
But you always start small. You don't just start by using all your strength. That's more nice.
But someone who has no education obviously will go.
See, that's like
Smack, I will smack you. Anyways, now this is a situation where a lot of Ghanaian men find it hard to communicate their sexual preferences, especially to the kinds of wives they go for. The homemakers, the home creators. How do you now turn a good girl into a bad girl, even though you want a bad girl in the bedroom at least? Now, do women or should women who are generally just a bit more vanilla in their preferences when it comes to sex be more open to exploring in those situations? Does it fall on the woman to be open to explore, or does it fall on the men to find the kinds of women that are open to what they want?
I think
okay, it goes to her.
I think when it comes to like sexual activities and then unconventional ones, right? It's up to a lot of people are not even exposed to them. They don't know that you can do this in the bedroom. So it's up to you to even like let them see that, oh, people do this. So maybe you can find an article on BDSM. I'm not saying that it's up to the woman to do it, but as a woman who is like dating somebody, if your partner is into something like that, what they can do for you, if you're not into it, is to like maybe introduce you to articles, podcasts, books about things like that, and just ask you your thoughts about it. And then, just to gauge what you think. And if you are not so sure, they can now slowly tell you that, oh, this is something I wouldn't mind trying, and I wanted you to see that it can be nice, and then there are safe ways to navigate it. But if you're uncomfortable with it, we don't have to do it. Yes. So, because there are some men who are not, there are women who are very, very kinky, who might meet men that are vanilla. So it's both ways. So you have to now introduce them to it first by educating them. Because with BDSM, you have to do your research before you do it. Yeah. You're not about to choke somebody and kill them. Because choking falls under the BDSM umbrella. So there's a way to navigate it. You don't press the front. Because you block the windpipe. You press the side. So with BDSM, you do your research. It comes with risks, you see.
Okay.
Because like real BDSM people know that you need to know how to navigate everything
So
you
if
do.
you go and
Don't do the
As I'm joking, you can't shout.
AJ,
I can't breathe,
Amishka, I want her to get done. I want her to land and then.
It's a lot of research.
Have you ever been in that situation?
It's a lot of research that goes into it, and we know where we grew up. A lot of us we're not exposed to these things. So if you are exposed to it and you think you want to try them out, just let your partner be exposed to it in a way, not forcing it on them. Just introducing it to them. Maybe a podcast, maybe a radio show where they are. Maybe this show, like you saw as BDSM, you listen to it together. We just talked about choking. You think, oh, I would want to try choking. You ask your partner, what do you think about choking? She's not sure. Okay, what can we find? Maybe a video about choking or a book, because there are lots of books. There are lots of sex writers, sex authors. You can find books, and then if they are a bit open to it, you try it. If they are not open to it, leave it. That's the thing, because everybody
you find them wanting somewhere else.
That he didn't communicate with her. With that, he didn't even try to gauge her interest. He just worked with the fact that maybe he just thought that's my wife. Because some men will tell you I can't do certain things with my wife.
Yes.
But they do it with their side chicks.
Yeah.
They don't see their wives in such situations.
But what if you now have a wife where, and I'll come to you now next, a wife where she's not willing.
She's not.
She doesn't understand the concept of it. Like BDSM.
But she thinks it's a sin.
Yeah, smack you. Now I may smack on your
day.
day.
Can I say? Ochi Trimuyana. Metias, yes, BDDSSM. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
That when she sent me the topic, I had to go sit and read about it. So here's
50 Shades
of Grey.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
So that's
Of what?
Of
Hold on.
Have you been choked?
No. Stop asking me. My bedroom conversation.
You choke with that. If I DJ, give me Safa in choke. Wait. So was Safa actually Safa onto something? Got in this life, he choke. No, he choke.
Let me make my point. Stop distracting me.
So tell us about your choking story.
I'm not telling you my story, but I just want to share my
so
thoughts.
You have. How sketchy. Hey, madam, relax. Which one is better? Everybody goes say, I'm not been choking. I've never been choked, by the way.
But you know something?
Yeah.
I was raised, typically, I think we were raised in from homes where sex was never discussed.
Yes.
We never knew sex until some of us, even we were preached to that you can only have sex when you are married in a proper setting. Like that is the home. This is, my cousin we is tuned in Anaba, and that is what we were taught, right? We thought when we were growing up. So even navigating our way through sex, what we know is basic, laying down and whatever happens. It's recently that we've decided to take it upon ourselves to want to explore certain things, read about or watch certain things. So I, for one, I don't watch porn because I never watched it while I was growing up. I don't even fancy it. Nothing.
So you don't do that research?
No, I don't. Okay. But I just want to read, like she says, there are lots of literatures on these things. And so in order to keep up with the game, you want to also learn and come along with your partner.
Pun intended.
Here we are. We are in a situation where, or we are in this age where men are not afraid to do stuff. Like they're not afraid to explore. And I, for one, I don't know certain things. I want to put myself in this lady's shoes or any other regular woman.
You walk in
who
and
was
then
raised
he's
in a proper home, and we are not adventurous like that. We just are raised to be, you have to cook for your husband. You have to do this when it's time to do the do.
Just lie down. Open your legs.
Just this is where we found ourselves when we were growing up, and now we have to keep up with all these new things that a 16-year-old can blow your mind. And
16, babe.
Yeah.
It's not new though. It's been there.
Yeah, but this is where I'm just getting to learn these things in my adult age. Okay, so how do I know if my husband or my partner does not come to me and then says, babe, I think I saw this. I think I like this. And we should try. No, let me be frank with you.
Would you be willing to try
With my partner? Oh no, with my partner that I have currently, I think that he's been the one to lead me into certain things.
Okay.
Yeah, he tried. He goes easy with me because he realized that I don't know stuff about these things. So even the choke, translation. But I realized that he gradually, led me into it, and it's not bad. I like it. The spanking bit works nicely when you have a gentleman who. But listen, is it every guy or every lady out there who is willing to
be choked?
No, stop this choke business.
Choke me, daddy.
Who is willing to learn or want to come along with her husband? Because a lot of the ladies do not even want to hear. They think it's a no. We don't even have to talk about it.
But
don't even bring that up.
Isn't that our orient? As you rightly said, our orientation as Ghanaian women.
Really
So we don't want
orientation.
to. That is typically
so
Ghanaian.
I was brought up like the way you said. A typical Ghanaian home. You're supposed to cook for your husband. Blah blah blah. But I know how important sexual satisfaction is.
Yeah.
So I took it upon myself way before I even thought of getting married or having sex to do research and learn about these things. So from the get-go, when I started knowing that there is something called sex, I made sure to read everything about it.
Research, okay.
I made sure that whoever I'm getting married to, we have that compatibility, because sexual pleasure, as much as we downplay it,
It's very important.
It's so
Very
important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So why are we shying away from what we desire and saying that we are brought up this way, so we are not willing to do this or that? It doesn't work.
So
But how do you know what you desire if you've not tried it? Do you understand? It's like, how do you know you like spanking if you've not
AJ,
tried it?
for
How do you know you like choking if you've not
For
tried it?
everybody who
So
likes
do you
these
then
kind of
subscribe
things,
to?
it's normally the foundation of where you started from.
Yeah.
So if I started, a man was the first to touch me, ordinarily I think that is what is supposed to be right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm more attracted to that. I think we can always start that conversation by knowing how our men started from, or where our women started from. If she was raped, it's either she's going to not want to be having sex,
Yeah.
or she would want it rough, because that's how she feels it works for her.
Okay.
So these are fundamental things that we need to find out before you even start dating someone. I would ask you the questions that you feel you don't even want to answer.
Let's ask some of the questions and I'll come
do
to you on that.
So do you think, so a follow-up to her question, I think you asked when you started that, so do you subscribe to, or do we subscribe to sex before marriage? Because I think she mentioned that
started
there was a
off right, yeah.
pastor
Yeah.
who was actually preaching about sex before marriage. Do we bring the conversation to that point where we're saying that you would have to try?
No.
No,
Do we?
are not saying that you should try.
But
We
what are you saying?
That you should make sure you understand what the person needs. You
How
What-
do you
what- okay,
understand
okay,
without
okay.
it? That's
Let
what-
me
Erica
frame
was
it this
if
way.
you don't try it, how do you know
Let
you
me
like
frame
it?
it this way.
always
That's
the
true.
case.
Yeah.
You
It's not
don't have
always
to
the
have
case.
sex before marriage if you don't want to have sex before
Yeah.
marriage. But you can equip yourself with the knowledge.
Yes.
That's all we're saying.
No, knowing is good, but now
Yeah.
let's look at this. You are presented with an option where you're with someone. The person explains to you that I like things a little bit more
Kinky,
unconventional.
okay.
I have certain needs that I want you as my partner to satisfy, but you feel that based on your orientation, certain things
So
are
it's
hard
no,
limits
no.
for you.
Yeah.
But have you looked at every single thing under the umbrella? Because sometimes, and maybe when he brought it up, you just thought of the most extreme cases. So it's up to him to let you know that
There are different
BDSM is
variations.
not like the crazy tying up with chains. Some using a blindfold even
It's
is
BDSM.
under the BDSM umbrella.
Okay.
So there's a way to bring your partner in. So he has to now find the very mouth stuff that's okay. Do you know that this is a way to explore BDSM? Do you want us to try it out? Yes. So it's up to them to do that. And you said that you need to try to know that that's your something you're into. There are some things that you hear or you see maybe in movies that you think, well, that looks like it will be fun. I want to try it. You've not tried it before. Yes, so that's also a thing. So
Okay.
being exposed to the whole range of activities under the umbrella and then seeing, okay, this is why it's fun for people. Because when you do this, it comes to the release of this and that, or it feels this way, and that's why some people like it. And then you're like, okay, well, let's try it. But then, if I'm not sure, because the thing with BDSM is you have to agree on a safe word and a sign. The safe word, you mention the word when things get too heated, you're uncomfortable. So usually we work with the simplest is red, yellow, green.
Okay.
So if
Red, yellow,
traffic,
green.
okay. So if you say red, that means that I'm too
ready.
uncomfortable, it's too painful, or I want us to stop this. I've withdrawn consent. Yellow is take it easy. And green is if you're not sure, you're like, okay, yeah, I like it, so keep going. Do you understand? Because BDSM has a lot of rules. So we have to understand all those rules before we get into it.
Now let's look at it from this story's perspective. This gentleman felt that clearly, and as she reacted as well, she definitely does not subscribe to any of this that is happening. And he felt that he was in a marriage, and the marriage was rocky. She didn't understand why, but he felt he was in a marriage where he couldn't sexually express himself and explore and see what truly makes him happy. How, as a man or a woman, for those who are listening who may be finding themselves in such a situation, how do you now try and work it out with what do you, how do you bridge that gap? How do you try and get them onto that, or find a middle ground? And if they are not willing to explore what you want to explore, what do you do?
Yeah, so AJ, you know, when I think we're deviating a bit, but my concern was with the gentleman. We wouldn't know his side of the story because he didn't have the opportunity to also,
of course,
say his bit. But I want to speak for him, or let me just get into his head. Were we there? We are not there to know what conversations might have gone on with him and then his wife severally on these topics. Maybe he has severally tried so many times or occasions, tried what Amishka is, suggesting, trying to have a conversation. Hey, babe, I like this, or I fancy these things, or maybe he might have gone on these journeys with her a couple of times and she seemed not willing to, come on board.
Or even entertain the conversation.
Exactly, at all. So typically for a man,
he would
like to look elsewhere because this is what makes him tick. He likes it, he fancies it, and you can't stop something he might have been doing
prior to
maybe all his life, maybe in his adult age. That's what he's been practicing for a while. And so trying to, settling down with somebody, hoping that she could be everything. And you know something about we women, in a relationship, we are everything. We want to, check all the boxes a man would want us to be. For all you know, she was doing all these, giving him everything. But immediately we settle in and we know we are the missus. Nobody comes close. Like, we own the home, we're in charge. We tend to lose guard. We tend to let our guards down, and then people just creep in. A lot of things creep in. We just don't make time for our men. So I want to speak from the marriage perspective that immediately we are married, nothing changes. Yeah, a lot comes in. Children, pregnancy, more responsibilities do turn in, and then it makes you, forget about your man somewhat. But men are men, and they still expect, they don't even want to think or believe that, you have work, you have children, you are pregnant, you have lots of things to catch up. Yeah, but they still want you to be there when they need you. And it makes it a bit tricky for we women because, we have a lot going on in our lives, but somehow we still happen to keep it going. So perhaps the man might have tried a couple of times or maybe several times, and she seemed not willing to come on board. And hence his reason for
going outside.
Going there, yes. So we can't blame him as much because we haven't heard his side of the story.
And why did he do it in the house?
Was it in the house?
Yeah, she walked in.
Because she walked in, at least take it elsewhere.
Yeah. She was supposed to have traveled.
You should have traveled. She should have been out of town.
Yeah, I don't know why the bus came in her.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now, Ms. Judy, you were speaking of some questions that you need to ask or some things you need to sort of streamline before you get into a situation such as that. What are some of the questions you need to ask to get someone on board, maybe
I'll definitely ask you how your first love went about, like what you guys used to do and all that. I like conversation. You should tell me what went on. How do you enjoy me touching you? That's a question that he needs to answer, because if we are abstaining, then I need to know what you feel, because obviously by mistake you could have touched yourself.
You didn't say that.
By mistake. So you understand how your body feels when I touch you. So you should tell me or guide me on what to do. So I'm asking you, how would you want me to do this?
Right.
In the bedroom, is this what you think is done right? These are little conversations we can have. If you feel having it in the bedroom whilst abstaining is going to cause you to do something, have it in the pub. A normal place that with people that will not cause you to do anything. But really, when you were talking, I had an issue with women or men or whatever.
Yeah.
If sex is enjoyable for both, women would find ways of making time for you.
Okay.
The only time that we will not make time for you is when you just go into it and come out without us getting anything. And I believe that times have changed.
By getting anything, you mean our pleasure?
The orgasm gap is still wide.
Yeah.
It's
A lot of women
but-
still don't orgasm
Yes, but I
with.
think times have changed. Women really expect men to do more. And I want to believe that men are really learning to do more.
Oh, they use a Rose. Can I call you Rose? Can I?
AJ, one day I'd like to hear your.
I mean, I
that story.
don't have any stories. So I have no. I'm a very. In fact, I'm practically a virgin. Anyways, how much you have me?
I froze.
Practically a virgin. I mean, untouched. Now, this is a situation where this woman is considering divorce. She wants to walk out of it. She cannot see herself reconciling his sexual preferences with hers. Are you advising that in a situation like this, where the person cannot resolve to meet you halfway, you walk away?
Why can't he resolve to meet him halfway?
She says she don't want to do now. She can't
Give
do
it a
it.
try and know that I don't do this.
But
so
in
you
this
gave up on your
situation-
marriage.
As
way
a submissive,
before.
she can't
situation
be a
Whatever
dominatrix.
she has seen is, I think, it's too much.
It's not just
she
about the
didn't get
BDSM.
angry.
He was doing somebody
Something
else.
else.
This is the broken trust.
Yes.
And the fact that he couldn't communicate it
Yes.
with her about it. And the fact that like it feels like she's been living a lie with him and you've been like this all this while. And
you
I
never
didn't know.
told
Who
me,
are
yes,
you? Like,
yes.
And
so
even
it's
a subtle
deeper
game.
than just the BDSM thing.
Yeah.
Did you see? It's different from maybe finding his diary and finding out that, oh, I'm trying to say something about BDSM and then being open to trying it. This, you saw him in the act with somebody else. Who else has he been doing that
How
with?
am I
That's true.
forgiven today?
Yeah.
I
know, right?
I think that like, because it's cheating, it's infidelity.
Yeah,
it's
you can't- you
broken
have to
trust.
walk away from it.
It's hard to move
Wait,
on.
but this is a situation that he needed pleasure. That
You were not
Wait,
willing.
but
But she didn't,
relax.
she didn't know she was
He
not willing.
deserved a
She didn't
chance
know.
to even decide that I'm not
Yes.
like,
Because
trying
Because he,
to do it.
as of now, she saw something. She's been like, it looks funny to her. She's not angry. I think there's still hope for her to say that I really want to try this.
It's funny because she just finds it ridiculous
How?
seeing her man,
And
the
it's like,
big boss
listen,
in the house,
before I
who
got
wants to
married-
be worshipped.
Before I got married, I always said
On
that
the
if
floor.
I should catch my husband doing these kind of things, I'm going to join in. Actually,
You will?
Yeah, that's-
Threesome?
but if he thinks the other
Wall
person,
jumping.
But I feel like
AJ,
even
you
though
missed
I am
something.
into BDSM, but the main thing with seeing your man with someone is a broken trust. Like, moving
I
on
can't
from
get past that
Like,
that picture.
it's
I
hard to
just
move on
want.
from after
but you've
cheating.
already made up your mind to divorce, even before trying to.
Oh, you think so?
No, I know. Like
She said. I think I heard her say she tried.
Let's
She's been,
without sin
she's
told the
working on
first one.
herself.
The guy has sinned, right? There's no hope for forgiveness
Which
from
one
her
has sinned?
side. He sinned. He committed
No,
adultery.
forgiving is different from wanting to be in the
She actually
marriage.
is thinking of using this against the man to get properties and
But
all
right
that.
now she's angry.
Yeah,
So right now it's her emotions and everything, and it's very valid because you didn't have to, and you brought the other girl to the house. I would have been so mad.
It's the house that's the
way
problem.
big.
And
That's
some
the
people,
imagine-
some people do not stay when they find things out, even if it's not BDSM. So I mean, it's possible they could mend things, but it depends on how the family meeting goes, and how. It really depends on how the family meeting goes and how he's able to explain himself, and maybe if he's able to
Explanation. How you gonna? What are you gonna
or
say?
maybe he will come from a point where it's like, I'm not able to talk to you, and I feel like whenever I try to bring up anything, I feel like you're judging me, and I don't feel like I'm hurt when I talk to you. That's a different side, because communication, a lot of things is communication. If you feel like your partner will judge you, you wouldn't talk about a lot of things. You always say things that you know they would want to hear, because you know that the other stuff will get them mad, or now you won't be in a good mood with them, or like it'll just mess things up for you. So you just walk on eggshells around them. You don't want that. So I mean, depends on how he will explain himself, to be honest. Like, if it doesn't make sense, I mean,
Probably he has a valid
Yeah, I
valid
feel like
reason.
he
For me,
does.
maybe perhaps let's just hope that they're able to resolve things at a family meeting, because
But no.
I don't think
No,
I
think she plans on showing the video at the family meeting.
I can get past seeing my man in that position. I
Is it
don't
the
think-
position that's
It's the
Just the
position.
position.
No, it's everything that everything
Yeah.
around
If
it.
it was a normal one, would you be okay?
No, I mean,
You
I
see,
can't
Okay.
get
it's
past
not
it.
just about the BDSM.
I
It's
just
the
So
can't
it's
get past
it's the
it.
cheating.
Yeah.
Yes.
So had he spoken to you about the options, you'd have probably considered.
Something we would have met halfway. And listen, if this woman tries, I don't know how long she can recover from this shock or this picture or video she might have, and especially she having it on her phone is not even advisable.
Yeah.
I think
'Cause
that
she will
she
leak
could
it.
she has to delete
Revenge
it at
porn,
a
yeah.
point.
Or whenever she watches it, it will hurt her.
Yeah, I think you would be doing more harm to yourself than
You
good.
should
I
watch and
think
learn from it. Instead.
But I think she
Oh
wants
wow!
evidence.
so, yeah,
You
to
know,
hold
because
the
a lot
guy
of
to-
men, they will
they
gaslight
will,
you.
they will deny it.
They will say they didn't do it, you are lying and everything. So she needs something to show to the family
Yeah.
during the family meeting. They actually walked in and
why
had
But you know,
Why
even
would
if
you
this
do that to your
marriage,
husband?
even if this marriage is,
Well,
I mean, they're able to patch
she's
things
angry.
up and come together
will
again.
not be the same.
won't be the same. Trust me, it would change. Everything would change because she's imagining herself. Because this, you will keep having these flashbacks from time to time. You would,
Yeah.
anytime you guys are ready to, get down with it, it would keep coming. These pictures, images will keep flashing in,
BDSM
and
as-
it won't be the same. Trust me.
BDSM aside, do you think relationships can recover from cheating? Or unless you cheat back?
I am very staunch on that. No,
Can they
I
recover from-
I don't
well,
go back to.
You've applied,
Honestly,
like,
it depends
therapy.
on for the person
Yeah.
how much you've invested in the relationship enough to walk away from it.
Which
Because a lot of
investment?
times, no, like you invested your emotions, your years,
So?
your best years in it. There's some people that weigh how much they've given
Time.
to this relationship in order to make a decision if they are willing to walk away from it. Because sometimes it's easier to walk away from maybe a relationship for 3 years, 4 years without marriage, but it's harder to want to
Like a
go through
decade.
a
Like a decade.
decade-long relationship which has ended in marriage and
No,
the
then you
legal
should just
issues
know
involved
that
in divorcing.
You are just in that relationship alone.
But it's like, does it get back to that same place? The resentment. You will always
Some men
remember.
are just, I don't even know what to.
But some people cheat
Send
back
them.
and then move
They
on.
get over it.
No, they
are
continue.
just-
They cheat back and then like it's like
That's hurting
fair
yourself.
game.
I don't think I
No,
want
it
to
doesn't
go
make you
through
feel
that.
better. Does it make them feel
doesn't.
It
better?
wouldn't make you feel better.
Does it make you a better person?
Cheating
No.
back? Well, I wouldn't know. Anyways. But yes, so finally, ladies, do you think she should be walking away? Yes or no, Amy?
I think they need to do the family meeting and they need to talk.
Okay.
And they need, if she decides to stay, they need therapy.
They do.
Intense therapy.
Clearly, they've already started therapy to try and fix it, and then
then somebody is not fixing himself.
They need a therapist
Hashtag
who is
fix
like
yourself.
who knows a lot about BDSM and all these things to help,
Probably
so that
should
like
come
to
to
help
you
with the
then.
conversation between them. Yeah. So
Okay.
I won't say she should leave, but they need to talk. If she thinks she needs to leave and there's no way she can trust him again, she should go away.
All right,
Yeah.
Ms. Daxton, to leave or to stay?
I believe even after that family meeting, whatever counseling it is,
It won't.
it won't be the
won't
same. So, my darling, she shouldn't waste her time. I mean, everybody has a reason. Marriages are not supposed to be broken, but if you feel it's beyond repair and it's for your own mental health, I think you will do yourself some good by walking away and have your peace of mind and work on yourself, be a better person, and then find yourself another person.
Okay, Ms. Judy, she should walk away.
I don't even think there's a need for a family meeting in the first place. Because what are you going to tell them? What are you going to show them? That's
really
basically-
bad.
It's bad. Try, if you don't want to stay, that's fine. We can't force you to stay. But if you think there's hope for you guys to mend it up, maybe, as she said, talk to a counselor, talk to a therapist, try to mend it. You don't need the family members. Because if
It
you
will be
guys sort it
disastrous.
out after, how would they even look at the two of you?
It was really massive.
You guys should sort it out.
Anyways, well, have you ladies had your breast check yet?
I plan
No,
to
not
do it
yet.
this
Okay, no, yeah, okay. Well, I'm inviting you all and all of us listening as well to join us on the 24th of October at Central Hotel. We have a free breast screening going on, 33 FM and then TV3. We have refreshments. We have the ladies having conversations. We have all of that on the side. So on the 24th, we have a date. We'll
Yeah.
have our breast screening. I'm waiting to 24th.
With the bank hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. So a big thank you to the Bank Hospital, to Central Hotel, and to all Reflows who are coming on board to make this happen. Inviting you to join us on the 24th of October for our breast screening. My ladies, thank you all for coming through. Of course, we were joined by Miss Jude with Beyond Perfection. Go on to www.everythingme.com/books to get your copy. Miss Baxton, managing partner, Baxton's Avenue. She's a real estate professional, and as well as saleswoman, and Ami Shika. She is a certified sex coach, author, and media personality with her book, Hot Sex.
I don't know stuff.
Ami is Hot Sex Every Day.
Hot sex every day.
How can I get a copy?
Yeah, I want.
How can I get a copy?
Get a copy.
Just DM me on Instagram, Amishika. It's on Amazon though, but
Okay.
Amishika, AMISHIKAH. It's $2.50 for a copy.
Pep.
It teaches you variety. You
every
get
day.
notes on BDSM in it because I explain it. A lot of things under the umbrella. I actually explain
Broaden your horizon. Broaden your horizon. Hot sex every day. Courtesy Ami Shika.
you know the
No, she's
she has a copy.
She's gifting me a copy. A signed copy, by the way.
That's a copy. We're here.
Yeah. So please reach out via DM as well on Amazon and get your copy and then as well broaden your horizon. But it's time for the news. And Samani is here to take us into the world of news. Thank you all for being tuned in. My name is AJ Sapon. We'll catch us next week for another exciting edition of Keeping It Real.
Yeah.